cool, but that's a long time, right? That's a very long time that he can send us something or anything.
Where was
So
Erica
yeah,
the day before
there's a million ways, but it would start with just
Charlie died?
denying it. You know, it would be very simple, especially because it's gotten so big. And I want to be able to do that for them. I want to be about it. I want it to be off of people's minds. Like if Candace was just like with his family on vacation in Scotland, I want to be like, hey guys, like Mitch found we're looking for someone that looks like Cabot. You know what I mean? And so we can focus somewhere else. Or Erica has airtight. Here's where she was. This is what she was doing. And there really are just like there's just another blonde who was on the base that day. I think that would make a lot of people feel good if they just did that.
And Candace, if they had already weighed in,
it makes sense.
That was one thing, right?
So it makes sense. So it makes sense to what you're saying in terms of if you were to provide a text, what you're proving is that you texted someone. But or if you take, I mean, they're not going to give you evidence that they took a flight to Fort Huachuca. So I guess because if they did it or they didn't do it, they wouldn't provide it either way.
Yeah.
And I guess the reason I'm asking the question is, I get the logic behind it. Like, first of all, the smart play would have been not to say anything. After he started giving evidence to that green beret, it now becomes the onus is put on you. So I understand it. I'm on your side in that perspective.
Yeah.
But I'm
Sad.
saying,
That is sad.
hypothetically speaking, let's take Erica Kirk as an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's say she wasn't.
That is
Let's say she
sad.
wasn't down September the 8th, but she hasn't got any digital footprint. Yes, you can deny it. That's one thing. But like, no one's gonna believe it. Even if she was to deny it. So how do you actually provide evidence that you weren't there? Because if you text someone, that's not evidence. Because you could text from the place or from some other place. It's actually having like some kind of digital footprint.
Yeah. So
Somewhere
Eric's
else
a
at the
perfect
exact same
example
time.
because they did. You might not have been on earlier, but I reached out to Turning Point again because, like I said, I'm not interested in chasing rabbits. That it was okay. I want to actually know what's real and what's not. Yes, Sunday. What's today? On Sunday, I think around 1 o'clock p.m. I got on the phone with them. I reached out on Sunday. Sorry, on Saturday. Got on the
Reach
phone
out
with
to
them
her.
sometime after mass on
To Turning
Saturday. On Sunday, pardon, and they were like, hey, like, yeah, she was like making dinner with, like, organizing or making dinner with Charlie. Like, we're gonna send you a message of like between her and Charlie speaking. And I was like, great, amazing. I will literally update Twitter right now and say like Erica was making dinner with Charlie, and they send me a message, but the contact was blacked out. So I went back obviously, and I was like, hey, like the contact's blacked out. Like I don't. This could be a message between like me and George for all I know. And I was like, you just mind like just sending like I know Charlie's number obviously, so just like show me the contact. And they were like, oh, we blocked it out because this, it's like a pet, I don't know, like a nickname that she has for Charlie or whatever, and she just didn't want you to see it. And I was like, okay, well, you can just like change the contact name and just send me like, send me a video of you opening it so I can see Charlie's number and tell my audience like this is confidently a text chain between Charlie and Erica. And then they just said, look, it's Sunday.
So she was
I think it's
MIA.
like 1 o'clock or something. And
She was
she's busy with the
MIA
kids, but
the day
we'll get you that.
before he
And so
died.
I waited. It's now been obviously more than 12
Oh,
hours. It's been like 30. That was yesterday at 1 p.m. Now it's 9 p.m. on Monday, and they haven't sent it to me, like just the number, so I could see that it was Charlie. But I'm waiting. But there's a perfect example of how they could just easily show it. So I'm waiting for that, and if I get it, I will clarify to people that she was making dinner. And I also said to them, like, I don't need to show people the message either. So like, don't worry about like his like whatever you call him getting out there. Like I'm happy to just like see it, and I think my audience trusts me enough that I would just say I saw it. So I'm still waiting for it. But that's a perfect example of how it could be done.
So that text message you're referring to, are you saying that it would indicate her specific location? Like she'd be like, oh, guess what, honey? I'm downstairs cooking, I don't know, roast
like,
chicken for you. So,
I'm recapping here, but it was pretty much like, hey, park in the car, like, be up there for dinner, like, is dinner ready? Like, yeah, it's on the table now, right? Well, if they have that and it has the date of September 8th, which it had the date of September 8th, and that was the communication, like, dinner's on the table now, like, I'll be right down or something like that. Okay, great. And they just blocked out the contact, so I can't obviously I can't say to you guys like it was a conversation. It could have been a conversation between me and Mel, So I was just like, could you just send that without the contact blocked out? And so that's what I'm waiting for. But that's a perfect example because like you can't go back in time and make that communication with Charlie. Like who else would Charlie be messaging? Like if I could just see this is Charlie and his wife, and it said like love you or something like that. So it would be weird if Charlie was randomly texting that to somebody else, but I know his number, so they could just show me his number.
and just one other question while I've got you here, and I think it's really important because I've been covering this like from the beginning, generally speaking. And you basically have like the Fed position, and then you kind of have your position, which is you've gone through a wide range of strands and a wide range of avenues. And I guess a lot of people kind of sit somewhere, maybe in the middle, maybe a bit towards you, maybe a bit towards the Fed position, whatever it may be. And from your perspective,
Isn't she
and I kind of know what you're going to say, but
beautiful?
just as a question, from your perspective, like
Natural
where do you
beauty.
sit with the people who don't fully
But I
agree with
feel
maybe
very
all the
bad for
lines of
Charlie.
investigation you're doing, but then do question the Fed position? Like, I think a lot of people feel like there is this kind of idea that you either have to have the Fed position or you have to totally agree with you or Ian Carroll or whatever it may be. So like, where do you sit with that?
No, I appreciate everyone that's investigating. If you're a person who is trying to convince us that Tyler Robinson on a rooftop by himself with no help took a shot from a 30-06 and like, Charlie ate vegetables and stopped the bullet, like you are just such a useless human being. I really never want to I never want to see you. I don't want to follow you. I don't want to see you speak. I want you to just be off the internet. Like that would be great. But beyond that, if you accept that something's wrong, obviously, like there's got to be more to the story, then great. That's why there is so much variety on the internet, and I do think there is a level of this sort of like crowdsourced investigation. So like I don't agree with everything that Ian comes up with. He doesn't agree with everything I say. Like I don't agree with everything Sam Parker tweets or Myron says. But the point is like I'm sitting here and I'm pulling together a picture because so many different people are able to pull together different strands. And I personally can say confidently that I sense that we are putting a lot of pressure on the authorities. They seem to be coming undone. There's definitively something here, and they were banking on our ADHD. Like they were banking on, we're gonna throw like a memorial. We're gonna make it amazing. We're gonna give them Trump. They love Trump. He's gonna throw red meat. He's going to say, we're going to make America great again, and we're going to move on. And it actually seems to be getting bigger, and it's snowballing, and so something has to give. And so I'm grateful for every person, no matter where you stop on the train. Like if you're like, I believe you on all of this, but I don't believe this. Like, I mean, that's really what Morgan Ariel just said. Like, I don't like Mitch. That's fine. Great. But let's keep the pressure on the feds and remember that like we are all united in recognizing that we live in a really effed up world. Tim Dillon did he made it comedic, but also like it was like dark comedy of like we feel like we all now recognize we're kind of being ruled by like people that are into children and people that traffic children and people that traffic weapons, and they're kind of wanting us to just like be like, oh, but like the new iPhone just dropped. Like this can't go on like this. Society cannot go on like this. If we have a society that we don't protect good people, like we don't protect decent human beings like Charlie Kirk, we don't protect our children, we're too fearful to even speak and say something, which is, I'm sorry, but we live in a world of remarkable cowardice because of what I view to be a shortage in testosterone. I find so many men to be pathetic. I really do. Like, Charlie Kirk was assassinated in broad daylight, and you're just gonna like accept the Fed slap. I have no use for you. Like I have no use for you. You're losing the society because you're still allowed to walk around breathing. Is what the issue is. And you get to call yourself a man. Like, why am I taking all these bullets? Thank you to the men who have stood up for me, but like for the men that are just like going along to get a paycheck, like I don't need you ever on the airwaves ever again. I really don't. And if at the end of last year, between Jeffrey Epstein and Charlie Kirk, if something did not stir in your spirit and make you go, what the F is going on? We have no use for you in American society or any other society, frankly. And that's how I feel. So thank you to everybody who's jumped on and had this conversation. Again, I appreciate everyone. Harrison, I appreciate you. I think we do have different styles in this, and I hope that you at least hear my perspective and my heart in this and know I'm obviously not going to let Fort Huachuca go. My husband's on an MI6, and yeah, I don't care about Mitch's baby mamas. And beyond that, we will, I'll be back. I'm off air all this week, and I'll be back next week, and I have even more explosive stories for you that we have found. We've tracked Tyler Robinson even more on that day. So it's just going to get crazier. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Candace.